Want to hear the strangest radio broadcast never transmitted? It was recorded, sure, and those involved seemed damn positive that it was broadcasting somewhere, but it certainly wasn't anywhere it should have been. All the local listeners reported nothing but crackling and hissing noises when they manually inputted the station's number after being automatically kicked from the station. For whatever reason, midway through their show, they lost connection. I'll let you know when that divide happens. For now, I want to express the unease I have towards transcribing this. When the radio station cuts out, people were still calling in. People who shouldn't have been able to hear the hosts. I don't have an explanation, so I'm giving the gift of this problem to all of you. The radio broadcast begins normally enough. The sounds of a few swooshes incorporating a powerfully pleasant voice announced what station the audience was tuned into. After a few moments of silence, the perky hosts popped onto the show. Welcome back to JJ and Jesse, the only local radio station bringing you local news and music. I'm JJ, and next to me, as always, is Jesse. JJ had his deep and playful voice orchestrating the introductions.
Hey everyone.
Jessie sounded off in her own memorable soft-spoken way.
So, I've got to ask Jess, what do you think of the supernatural? You mean like ghost stories?
The sound of JJ chuckling hit the recorder.
Well, like anything. UFOs, demons, evil spirits. Things that'll suck the blood from your veins. Well, I think people definitely think they see things, that's for sure.
You could hear the apprehension in her voice.
But you don't believe them?
JJ cooed in a suspicious tone.
No, not really. I mean, my friends all have stories, but I guess those things just aren't attracted to me.
Thunder rumbled to life with the press of an effects button. JJ's voice became dark and mischievous, channeling energy from old horror movie hosts.
We'll see about that, Jess. I've actually got some fun stuff planned for tonight. What do you mean?
Jess asked. She sounded amused by her co-host's display of cheesy horror.
I mean, I've got details about something truly evil lurking around these parts. Like a monster? Do we have our own little Bigfoot walking around? Nope. Try something a little more sinister. And what would that be? A haunted phone number. It supposedly dials straight down to hell. Oh God, seriously?
JJ let loose a slightly disappointed groan.
Come on, Jess. Where's your Halloween spirit? It's April. I left my Halloween spirit back in October.
After a quick tisk from Jay's lips, he coyly whispered,
You must be fun at parties. Here's an insider tip. She's not. Oh, stop it, Jay.
Jessie laughed.
And then prove me wrong. Dial up the number and let's take this puppy for a ride.
Jessie let loose an exasperated sigh.
All right. What's the number? Let's see. It's 845-352-9912. That's not even a local area code, Jay. Just call it. All right. I'm dialing in and... Oh no.
Jessie's voice shook slightly. What is it? JJ had his attention captivated by Jessie, and a brief silence filled the broadcast. Jessie began to speak, stuttering.
It said, your call cannot be completed as dialed.
The sounds of both JJ and Jessie laughing are heard before a thick wave of interruption rockets the recording. Their laughs become distorted and distant, slowed to a fraction of what they were, then quickly sped up and multiplied. Everything after this point was off air. The laughing subsided, and both the hosts returned to normal as if nothing had happened. Well, that's a bust. But good old JJ never comes unprepared. We've got local legends, paranormal pests, and creepy crawlies all lined up for tonight's show.
And for any non-believers out there like me, strap yourselves in and indulge JJ's imagination for a while. I know it'll be rough, but hang tight. We do have some cool stories to tell.
First things first. Before we take our break, we challenge all of you out there to dial up that number and tell us what you heard. That number, once again, is 845-352-9912. Now, enjoy the music while we take a quick break. For several minutes, silence is recorded. I have to specify the oddity of this fact. All of the microphones at the station were never switched off, yet there are no sounds for several long minutes. No chairs scuffing the floor, no drinks being moved on the wooden table. Nothing. It's almost like everything just stopped for a moment. And then it cuts back in. Welcome back. I'm JJ.
And I'm Jesse.
Now, Jesse, I heard you stepped out to your car during our break and something happened?
Well, no, I wouldn't say something happened. I just felt weird. I know it's late at night and it's supposed to be dark outside, but besides our parking lot's lights and the lit windows of our building, I couldn't see anything else out there. Even the suburbs a few miles down were completely dark.
Sounds spooky, JJ moaned teasingly towards Jesse. I'm sure it's just a power outage. Luckily for us, our station doesn't seem to be affected, so all you listeners at home or in your cars can continue to hear my beautiful voice. Jesse interrupted JJ in a slightly unsettled tone.
That's not all, Jay.
What do you mean?
I mean, I know it's just a feeling, but I felt like the air was wrong. It felt muggy and stale. Everything just felt dead.
A quick groan came from her lips as she shook the feelings off of her mind.
Ugh, these stories are going to give me a panic attack.
Perfect. That's just what I wanted to hear. You could hear the smile pierce through JJ's tone. I've actually got some callers on the line ready to go. All these names are listed as unknown, so I'd like to give a shout out to our technical support guy Ryan for really going above and beyond for these call screenings. Jay then mumbled in a mockingly serious tone. Hell of a job, Ryan. I know you can hear me in that back room. Before returning to his upbeat self. Anyway, let's get started with caller number 1. Welcome to JJ and Jesse. What stories have you got for us? Several sizzles and sputters respond to JJ on the other end of the line. Are you close to your radio? We're going to need you to step away from it in order to hear you. The sputters get worse, becoming more and more organic. A clicking noise began to appear under the tones of meaty chatter. Soft at first, then rapidly becoming louder, like an insect screeching at the top of its ability. A loud click is heard, silencing the noises from the other end of the phone. Well, all right then. I'm gonna have to end that call there. Weird stuff. Let's try unknown caller number 2. Welcome, unknown caller. Hello? A wispy voice rattled off in confusion. Hey, welcome to the show. Where are you calling from? I'm on your roof. I'm sorry, what? Your antenna's so tall. Well, that's enough of that, caller. Another click is heard as JJ ends the call abruptly.
Jay, this is starting to freak me out. Can we move on to a different topic?
The slight nervousness in her voice trailed along the edge of anxiety. JJ persisted. We've got one more caller, then we can move on. Welcome, caller.
have enough time. Time for what? There's not enough time. There's not enough time.
A loud screech sounds off during the recording, sharp enough to cut right into the listeners' skulls.
What the hell was that?
JJ shouted, his hearing impaired and muted. A shattering sound muffled its way onto the recording.
Jay, I think someone just broke a window up front. I'm gonna call the cops.
The sound of Jesse's chair toppled over, lending its way to a muffled slam on the floor.
Hey, Ryan, what's going on out there?
JJ yelled out, sounding horrified, terror leading the way in his voice.
Oh, Jesus, Jay, look.
Jesse whispered.
Ryan, get the fuck away from that window.
Jay seemed erratic, dismay consuming him. Then, a symphony of splintering glass erupts itself onto the tape.
Ryan, what's wrong with you? Your head. What have you done?
A shriek comes from Jessie as her voice trails further from the microphone.
What the hell was that? It took Ryan. It pulled him right out the window.
The sounds of sputtering equipment and bursting power cords fill the audio before a voice begins speaking.
We're both on the roof now. He doesn't fit onto the antenna.
The distorted voice chirped up from the crackling nearby radio equipment.
Jesse, did you reach the cops? No, nothing's dialing through. 911 just tells me the call can't be completed as dialed. It doesn't sound right, Jay. Something's wrong. Use the landline. We need to get out of here.
Jay was breathing heavily, his voice changing in pitch as he quickly looked over his shoulder away from the microphone.
I'm getting the same answer, except quicker. Jay, look at the window.
Jesse screeched in horror.
You're out of time.
The familiar sounds of 3 increasingly high-pitched, beeping tones finishes the broadcast as if an out-of-service phone number had been dialed. That noise signaled the end of the broadcast. 76 hours of impossible silence followed the recording. The police investigated the station and turned off all the equipment less than 24 hours after JJ and Jesse's disappearance. Besides the audio clip, nothing else was out of the ordinary. All the windows were intact, no signs of forced entry was found, and the parking lot cameras revealed nothing, except that Jessie had never left the building to check on her car. Ryan Stevens, James Jackson, and Jesse Walters all disappeared that night, without a trace. If you made it this far, I hope you'll follow me on Twitter at KingSpook Creepy.